So my name is Shubham Kachu, and currently I'm studying at Carnegie Mellon University, Masters in Computer Science, specializing in mobile and IoT systems with machine learning as a concentration. Before coming to CMU, I have worked around 3 years with Samsung Research and fintech enterprise called Wimo. And my test scores were around GRE was 322, 168 in quant, and my English test score I have given IELTS of a overall band of 8. I would say that my application is strong overall. I had a GPA of around 3.8 in undergrad, and I have good internship, hackathons, and good projects research experience as well. So I thought that a lot of universities they give emphasis on your test scores, especially your IELTS and English test score or your GRE test scores. So I asked my seniors and even the Jamboree faculty about how should I strengthen my overall profile. So they recommended giving and preparing well for GRE, and if my test score is pretty high or even a good test score, you can just even strengthen your profile and just apply to the colleges. So that's how I decided preparing and giving the GRE. So I actually enrolled in the online classes. So I had the one-on-one tutoring option, and I had the access to the dashboard and other course material from Jamboree. So it was kind of challenging because I had to work from at the same time I had to study. So I kind of managed and prepared a timetable where I dedicated time, especially for my weaker areas in GRE. Like I used to struggle a lot in the verbal section in the beginning, so it helped me in a long run. So I gave a lot of mock tests using the online dashboard. Jamboree gave a book which was shipped to my home, so I studied from there. So online, like the dashboard, the online website, I mainly use for mock tests and uh, preparing myself like under a time bound situation. So that kind of things I did using the GRE materials. I think that they had like the tutor who was tutoring me had a experience of how the questions will be asked in GRE, like how they will be framed. So he used to like teach like, in each and every class. We used to have a topic. So she used to tell that okay, in this class we are going to discuss, let's say, text completion questions, and from this and this chapter. So I used to prepare myself beforehand, and after like during the class she used to give some sample questions, and she used to time my responses to those questions. So that kind of situation she used to create, and that was really helpful in giving the real test. The toughest part was definitely verbal for me, and it's not just me, but maybe a lot of other students struggle with verbal. So amongst the verbal, the text completion and the other sentence equivalence is pretty straightforward if you have a good vocabulary. But the most toughest part was the reading comprehension, where you had to read a whole passage in one go or just two go. You cannot read a passage more than two times, or else you will be behind the time. So as soon as you like, as much as you practice, you will get a hold of it, and yeah, you will get by. So I actually shortlisted based on my interest and what professors I want to work under. So I basically shortlisted in three categories. One was dream, one was moderate, one was safe. So in dream, I had university like CMU, your USC, or all these top-notch colleges, research universities, and then moderate, I had a little bit lower, like Arizona State or all these other universities. In safe universities, I had some other universities. So based on my like profile and overall test scores, like Jamboree suggested some universities. So the list which they gave, I tweaked two or three universities in that, and so basically, I gave them my list of universities which I want, and because of XYZ reasons, like a professor in this university is so very much well reputed, and his research profile or his experience matches and aligns with my research or future career goals. So based on that, I initially gave them a list, and then they refined that list and reverted back with a refined list. And then I kind of use that list as a benchmark and then apply to the universities. So the application is challenging, definitely. So you have to be on your toes each and every day. Like you have to start early. This is a very important tip. You have to start early. Don't delay your application. If you can, just start as soon as possible, like maybe in the month of July end. If you like, let's say I've seen a lot of people who started late. Let's say they give their test scores or they started their SOP writing, LOR writing in the month of October, November. So, which is kind of late because a lot of university have their deadline in the month of December. Some of them even close earlier. Some has like rolling based admissions. So there are a lot of good universities where if you apply early, let's say in the month of late of October or early November, like you applied everything, you gave all the submissions, like all the materials which they require, test scores, SOP, LOR, and it's like checked. So that will definitely help you. So, for example, in my scenario at CMU, I applied. I think the deadline was 15 December, the early deadline, and I applied by mid of November, so 1 month early. And because of this, I received the admit early as well compared to my other people, other friends who I have made at CMU. So around February, like first week of February, I received the admit. So yeah, that is a good thing. So apply early, and it could be tense, and till the time you receive your first admit, it's always a situation where you are guessing whether you will receive any admit or not, whether I'm good or not. So don't let that thoughts come to your mind. Just uh, be positive and yeah, like apply to some maybe safe universities as well, so that you are definitely certain that yeah, you will do your masters in this particular term. So yeah, other than this, CMU has been a great experience so far. It's a great school. The courses are really well structured here. The faculty is awesome, and you get a lot of good opportunities at CMU. That's a very interesting question. I would say that US has a very well structured courses out here. Like it's it's like a little bit. I shouldn't say this, but maybe a difference in education of how courses are structured here. In India, the courses are more in line towards theoretical aspect. So there are assignments or labs where you do hands-on programming, but they are more towards your theoretical or not a application-based process. But in US, all of the labs or assignments which we do are very much application-oriented. The materials which you learn in the lectures, you have to apply them in real life assignments. So that kind of difference is there in the courses offered in like US. So I see a lot of students who are doing their bachelors at CMU. So their education level and what I did back in India in my bachelor's. So there's a huge difference between the two. So that I observed as a master's student. So that's why like I strongly think that US is actually in education aspect it's better than India, and even in job aspect you have a lot of job opportunities in US for like my interest fields. So yeah, that's why I kind of chose yeah, US over the other countries. GRE aspects. I would say time management. Strongly practice around your time management, how you have to manage your time, because GRE is all about how fast you can answer, not how fast, but how accurately you can answer any questions. So time management is really important. Second tip would be to maybe figure out your weak areas and like focus more on your weaker areas, because on stronger areas you can still kind of manage. So, for example, let's say if there are 15 chapters in mathematics, which you have kind of figured out during your preparation, and the first 10 chapters are your strong area, the last five are your weak areas. So do not focus a lot on the first 10 chapters, because maybe in real GRE, most of the question came from the last 5 chapters. So that way you might not score a good score. So you have to make a balance of how well you are going with your preparation in terms of this. And the last tip would be just to be positive and be focused during your GRE. Don't let any thing like distract you during the GRE, because you have to be very focused. Like a 2 minutes or 3 minutes of just brain freeze can kind of put you behind the time. So don't let that happen. So yeah, these 3 tips are really important.